y'all. Hey, welcome back to our channel. It is Karen Sawyer with her sidekick,
Mark.
He's really irritating me, y'all, but we are coming back with another movie review. I've been hesitant about doing this review, but I've decided to just go ahead and do it. So we are reviewing One Love. Why am I hesitant? Because, y'all, I cannot tell you from the rooftops, like, oh my God, you gotta go see this movie. I can't say that. And I want to be able to say that, but I can't. Review. So I was like, that doesn't mean you shouldn't give the review, because your review is not, I'm not going to say it's not favorable, but it is not what I had expected, y'all. It just really is not. So, in my humble opinion, I would say that the movie felt incomplete. And it's because I already know the Bob Marley story. I have watched several documentaries over the years. And so I would say that this movie felt like, to me, a preview, a trailer. To be honest, in my opinion, I think it should have been called the Rita Marley story. That's how I feel. I don't feel that they really got really deep and involved, deeply immersed with his story. It was just surface. It was very surface. Like, for someone that doesn't know nothing about Bob Marley, which I don't understand how someone would know about Bob Marley. However, they might only know surface stuff. They wouldn't leave that movie knowing that he had about 12 kids. They have no idea. They have no idea how many children he had while he was married to Rita. They have no idea. They just would have no idea. Okay, she alluded to it in the movie by saying that I put up with you and all of the children that you've had during our marriage. She didn't say it like that, but for the lack of better words, that's what she said. You see the movie, you don't know that she also had a child during their marriage because of an affair. Like, there's so much that was not discussed. And again, maybe it's because I knew so much about his story that I was expecting a little bit more. So I'm going to say it was very entertaining, however, nonetheless. But there was just so much left untapped. And I felt that it was unfinished. I felt that, again, it was just a glimpse and a preview. Yet, it was very entertaining. I enjoyed the music. And I guess I had an expectation. So, what is your opinion?
I felt somewhat similar. I certainly don't know as much about Bob Marley, or did not know, as you had. But, I mean, I figured since it was produced, directed by family members, one of his sons, particularly, and if you look at the credits at the end, there were a lot of Marleys involved in one way or another. I just thought it was going to be more detail about his entire life. Mm-hmm. And what I would say, I mean, I guess that's just what they decided to do, but they just picked out sort of positive things, I guess, about his music and his inspiration to other people. But it did just kind of, I mean, I thought I was gonna like it a lot more than I did as well. I was very much looking forward to seeing it, to learn some more information. I'm not saying we didn't learn anything, but I don't know. It was kind of more of just a cursory look at his music to me, as opposed to Bob Marley, is what I get from it.
And it was discussed that both him and Rita were left as young teens. And they didn't tell a little bit more about that. So I don't think, I felt that I would like to know more about his mom. And why and how that happened. But I think that he was left with family and not really on his own. However, that could be not accurate. I'm not certain about that. However, I wish they had got more into it with regard to him and Rita. And again, if you don't know much about the story, you don't even know that she already had a child before they got married. See, there's so much that was just left incomplete. The whole story wasn't told. So yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna say I was disappointed. But it was entertaining. I enjoyed the music. I enjoyed, watching it. But I don't think that it did a very good job giving us the full story of his life. So
Yeah, I don't know if I would say disappointed either.
I was disappointed.
I don't think I was disappointed. It wasn't quite what I thought it was going to be, and it was enjoyable.
I enjoyed it, but I was disappointed. I really was.
I just thought it was going to be more than it was.
And so you thought it was going to be more like, what more would you expect when you didn't know much about his story? So what was your expectation? Mine was because I knew so much of his story. What was your expectation since you didn't really know much?
Honestly, I thought it was going to kind of start and kind of tell his whole life story is what I thought was going to happen. But it picked up when he was already into music and, like... I didn't learn from that movie that he was in other bands and did other stuff before he got to the point where the movie picked up. So, in other words, I thought it was just going to be about his entire life, and really it was just about one part of his life. They did throw in some other details, but just kind of quick, and just thought it was going to be more... I wasn't expecting a documentary. I thought it was going to be more about his entire life as opposed to just a piece of it. That's all.
Yeah. So do I think it's worth going to see? Yes. Again, it's entertaining. I think it's worth you going to see it. But if you really want to learn about his story, then I would say you need to probably find some documentaries. So with that being said, 1 through... What number system did we use? I always forget this.
Yeah.
Is it 1 through 5 or 1?
I think it's 5.
Okay, so from 1 to 5, what number would you give it?
I would give it a 3.5.
Okay, I was going to give it a 3. I'll give
it a 3.5. Again, it's not that it wasn't good. It was just not exactly what I expected, but it was entertaining.
And I don't know how I missed this because I've watched several things about Bob Marley, but I don't know how I missed that his mother actually was in Delaware. I don't even know how that. So I learned a little bit of stuff like that. That had I'm like, how I didn't know that. Maybe I knew and I forgot. I don't remember. So there's going to be some things that you may learn, especially if you haven't really watched any documentaries. So this is just my opinion based off of what I already know about Bob Marley. So with that being said, I would give it a 3. So are we giving it 1 thumb or 2 thumbs up? I'm gonna give it 1 thumb off, 1.5, 1.5 thumbs up. All right, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and as always, remember there's 86,400 seconds in every day. Make every second count. Bye, y'all.
Don't waste any of them.